am doing the deal my anima. It will become a free port. You be creating a free port enclave. What time I say? Just Africa ha ana we are seeing no more do na Africa no. Better so cargo fa say na say a free port. So say nyina no yakwa say e ko Dubai. E bi say e ko Singapore. E lo bi kra ye kan identity. E bi say a free port. I know one of the commitments are me yes say we di oman anymore. You be create a free port enclave e wotema. Na no na ebema shipping lines no do na e di omani be kire Tema port. Na no so basa so a Tema will become a renewed and a revamped city. Na shaman so a yegina so bibia ebe ye Tema no so no ni say omo de omo ni omo kabom no mo ye. Enti me de me ka che Ghana fo ani say ya say achianso mbui there is hope. Na say nipa dodo na tie no ma make na omehu say there's life beyond NDC and the MPP. Say NDC ni MPP. So sha do me ya no ma ye. Utie nsema o mo kan nyina ade foforo bia ni wa both NDC ni MPP o mo kan ho asem. Enti mo peja Alan ani afafranto na ye de science sonko e baba Ghana.
What the union my bar, Utia freight ewo container be $3,000. Oba shipping line no or the agent or her. Na waje krata no. Or say just a Utia and sana or the krata amao. Entisa ewo lomi. Entisa ewo Nigeria. Aden na Ghana kwa utimitia container bar shipping line be 24,000 cedis. And twasum. Enti je se ene omo trase ni etete sato no so se na be ya mo so mo ho ebeto mo na enhihia ye deba meka wo kumase ene se ye benya companies bi na omo ne banks na yedwuma enti se onim se woni omo e ba ubekọ akohu omo no ma ba obosia sa abosia no om di bechia aban to ni gapo ha ni eto bi e wo ho na yeyi we container si ya na omo yi e de akoto terminal woni aban ni asem bia we container dru ya na omo tua eho ka na omo apagya container kosi ho na wo so woni omo se bosom miensa e na woni omo asan a bosom miensa no ahwe osika emre bia obenye sika ni bia se bosom ba ko se na wotwe menu no akotua no afa container now the word there for
well busiafo
training youth memunu 1 million for ICT jobs software development 1 million youth ye be training omo me ba ye be boa small scale miners ye be boa omo ye be shishe minerals development bank na ye nyesika aboa omo na omo ye omo ejuma no to say ye boa ekuafo small scale miners ye the new regime eba ye nko shi obia excavator biom ye be shishe new regime na ye di akoye nim ene upe passport gise uko akoji form afili na we train na wakonya passport me ba ye din hihye foforo ba uwo Ghana card unhia se wo ya application akoji passport biom ubefa phone no a na ye bisa o Ghana card number ude to hope na wetua fee no na yaye o passport amao enwa no because ye wo information ni nyina e wo Ghana card so enti
wabusa fa mama good evening na mama kwa ba jasu jumedie enie onsa na maye di anamitie this election no akwa election of promises and promises and promises on all sides Obia Shebo. Mema good evening. Na mema kwaba jasu jumedie ni auti live on OK 101.7 FM. So now we're live across your platform. I would do na you are the mellow afire. Ama wakanye maybe about say acquired to say elections, voting, development or main church should not be limited to Boshe. Or main church should not be limited to Boshe. And in one breath, you are the mellow anymore. I know yet former first Auditor General Magana or some Bio say Ghana or minor, it has moved away from taxation to robbery. Adane robbery. Yes, it's a Ghana. Cash kudi ega eko. This is up to you, Ghana, to make the assessment for yourself. For yourself. Whether that is what you see or not, and it's up to you. But Yembra promises also. Now you say, but one year to no Adane promises are now only one major issue. Any the era Baumia, which is jobs are creating. These key elections here, just a few to elections here. New research about Mahama lead first Baumia. I said, we remember Canada. The gap has rather closed. I didn't the team no contest between Baumia and Mahama no tight. We end this in our full set. Election 2024 a done dealer. Obra was Sumbaya dread. Was Sumbaya dread. One go room to room, door to door, no one yet campaign. Was Sumbaya nobody's leading anybody there. It's very close. We understand here about a couple of years ago. Now quite to say, a first saying Baumia lady. Then later on, a switch over my member video in show. Any sakramo alliance no more kwakoyeno. And you be a catcham that Alan say a die push the election into a second round. That's all Alan wants. Here Alan Papa ye or CNDC ni MPP or munye feli. Listen again, meba. Me pesa uti Alan fully ansana matwaso.
Senyami andumra mbedi omanya anima. It will become a free port. You be creating a free port enclave. What Tamahase. Just Africa ha ana we are seeing no man do na Africa no. Ombepe so omode omo cargo ebe fa ha say na say a free port. So say enyina no yakwa yesi yakwa Dubai. Ebi say yakwa Singapore. Elobi kra yaka adenti. Ebi say a free port. I know one of the commitments are Mema say Medi Oman anymore. You be create a free port enclave at Watema. Nanuna Abema shipping lines no to go na Ediomani Bachelor Tema port. Nanusu Basa Aswa Tema will become a renewed and a revamped city. Now Shaman
ideas now they ban. In fact, Osha Alan in summer or Kana as former trade minister, no, it is part of Alan vision and then a plan and then this new MPP in Afano. Then I have copycat. That is why our summer the kind is very important. We should not base our vote based on bullshit because promises and running on mind. You have to get to the ground, boots on the ground. Now you Jumania Ghana ye and your bullshit. But any day, I'm not by a table. Baby, at a most about a table. President Mahama, the first coming, your table. 81% was about winning in fact, President Rollins a cry for the count. President Rollins about the teaching California, the Korea. Even the corruption of President Rollins Council fight his own government people were cited for corruption. Yes, cited for corruption, and another clearing agent, President Rollins, our castle let the blood flow. And during the time, I even shrugged the report, citing President Rollins' ministers. Questions to answer when it came to quality grain. Wow, yeah, this old Google answer now because quality grain. There was once a famous scandal in Ghana called quality grain scandal. President Rollins had a throw paper. That was where the clearance started. Throw a white paper. Young Claire, even America for a moment, for quality grain no kwa jelly ni pakra omo man is sika. So Ghana problems are recycled. Tie me the one start here President. In fact, ya pakra me do ko the way to aside from Nkrumah time. The one of the issues that led to Kotokamo any free farm planning so metu Nkrumah na omo ka say Nkrumah dey corrupt. Omo say Nkrumah dey corrupt. Nkrumah free akonya so the same corruption get the one allegations bomo. A champion here coup on in the squad and they say there was corruption. And corruption was rife. If we a champion and then a champion was corrupt. Foul to make the golf. Or the golf on the only money that no most golf. Golf for so Ghana problems here recycled. And here promises you. And Timua, what the Amoko rally no. Now for promises, yeah. No more budget. So ask yourself, say, is this a promise that is feasible? Number one. Number two, a promise a nipa na a promise no go. The promise can be very juicy, can be very good, can be feasible. But nipa na bono or you credible enough. You see a man of his word or a woman of his word, Diana, because about 4 year 2024 and easy. About turning your done deal. Me say a close call. We about me any amenda. We nim now again say it's home and dry. Was so your best, you know. It is very close between NDC and MPP. That is why our NDC first now more attack every more. Also NDC are calming down. NDC are calming down. What calming down? They have budgeted for different level because you know with the promise people go chop home. Go fire what dada. They come their drink of honor. So beyond the promises, no, I was someone who said, "Who bet me a deliver?" Baby, I Ghana one. That's what boys sing in each other. Boys need each other. You know, man and Eddie can Japan. You know, people want a savior. They are looking for a savior. They are looking for somebody. Cheddar boys like Canada Japan. Oh man, ya baby, uncle. They decided to Canadian uncle cheddar honey as a cheddar bit baby. And I want him Ghana come to the conference. Cheddar flow city $1 kakra. Unim zono to the abantepa or cash kakra. So NPP for no one would take on your so I'm not headache the door. So NPP. One problem here more because they are in government and they are sitting on the throne. They control Ghana resources at least between now and December 7th. They control Ghana resources. The MPP. They have to prove to Ghana for say they have what it takes. They can do it. And between their Mahama because Mahama to promise and do many vote can say that's all. I promises in Kuma or I swear. Everybody is promising. Who can deliver? Busa on question no. Enye sika na abakwakoje enye eyezu eyeza esirado no. Enye sika abakwakoje enye slogan so. Busa on who can deliver? Why never tinyama nanti edwuma? One of the things I like about two parties, mega parties no, the omo first and Mahama. Each one Mahama raise about 24-hour economy no. Underlining this 24-hour economy promise no is job creation. Because we be creating 24 hours now. And better than it is a juma. So the anyone want to for 24 hours. So people have to work to power these 24 hours. And that is why Baomi also promised about say creating 1 million jobs. It's also instrumental. And Baomi is even more instrumental because it's about it's about using AI technology. Which is why an issue Rebecca 170 is about tablet here or the school for you. Each tablet to be the information I'm picking up is Bakubia $250. Minister Nakasa and a catch a maybe a penny some salada in it's a $250. We will critique that issue. So far, first part now on my deliver no $112 million. The question is, are we getting value for money? But even before we even come to the answer, no, which is whether we are getting value for money, no, there's another issue which is that or kind say we are sitting here Anim. One second, baby, cyber security law. It was catapulting Ghana to another level of IT. The India for everyone, any ministry of education on the corner. But the person who from ministry and they say, sir, the kind of body some laptops so a year first tablets no. I don't know if free SHS will crash come the omo. Free SHS will crash come the omo. Now we got tablet back on $250. What you know come to me about cheaper now. We'll answer all those questions. But I'm saying, say, at least the objective way actually say, yen create a artificial intelligence job. Now jobs, no, you have created. We have to start training the IT people now. I said, I am the credit because you see, Mahama, even to operationalize the digital centers, even to start the digital center was an indication of the vision. And I remember how he was very crazy about saying, digitizing a system, so even card. NDC for be critical, criticizing a identification card. The Panama so you don't even know Mahama vision. Because Mahama, one of his vision was that one card to vote, one card for health insurance, one card for all transactions. That was make so many occasions where Mahama said that. But policy in tea. I didn't maybe yes, about me and I did, but I didn't me in any case, national identification card, you can about me and I buy you. President Kufoko and what this card no answer by no setting up a identification authority the Professor take at all. Professor Mills by for 2 so expanded, you know. Saying can you say 5 fingerprints, I am picking 10 fingerprints. So there has been at least a chronology of events. I'm buying call for no at least to a large extent, they are committed to digitization, but they are slow. So we want it fast. No, I need you to more person which is that you have to have more. Maybe I mean, yes, I have to accommodate call from our school. Now I got tablets, but could be at $250. Minister Nakasaneka, why are we buying one tablet $250? Me the minister Nakasa ministry Nakasa omo penny for bakwaba. Me no let to chunk money, but another issue. I'm person can once briefly. Now me for penny kasi era Gyamfi. It's also about 2024. Say nye dandi me say. Anim say 50% of the total vote cast. Plus single one, and you're likely so benya. Alan Nakasa him. He ain't even about it likely. Oh no, him say onya, but you him. Wants to be a kingmaker. I diabo. Say, Alan, people should run away. We NDC ni MPP. Who said it? Who Jimia? You'll be laughing at the wrong side of your mouth by there on the 9th of January because at least 2 days now results now about who smoothness level. Because they said, no group together. All the dangerous, but I know for me about 70% dangerous. So much that dangerous, baby. They can push the election into a second round, but second, Abu Sakraya wani, Omo Kope Kofi Kranten ka omo ho. Ebi achada. Dr. Anka. Your friends saying Papa Chilabosom Odike. The small parties they decided to be one. Okay, for single reasons. Not saying at all crap for single reasons. Or we not be one. No matter one umbrella. Choose one candidate. No more ballot paper. No, so this election is going straight up second round. Election is shaky because me say Ashanti region the Obian to me can say any dia. Ashanti region nobody go fit say be your own. Cause the Ashanti region say them come for a job or no. No make say Ashanti region. What say be almost 64 na check. Now I drew one especially MPP. Remember Papa Kro Madanseni Amansi Odu wa baby to say Amansi Central. 100% MPP. Go down 1 kilometer. Ebiniho. I was say this election. Yeah, campaign also be. Obi to abanoko be abstain. Nobody should vote. Papa nyahwe aboni nyahwe. More MPP for aboni beyenti. Odo tobri. First Amansi Central. Obi to abano abonti because 1 kilometer of quota. This is a free net. Basis about to abano. Because I hope also to amount to attacks. Man, even 1 kilometer of quota or beyond to abano hodum. Because I'm born no dawson. Wickedness no dawson. One whole constituency. Now you be too gold. Our Amansia Central. One of the biggest gold enclave. Near the Ababe gold house wakra. Who ya also said more money more hale. Ye baba to about or ye be 100% to Ashanti region. Obi am to sa vote no. Obi ani da cray. Say obi ani da cray. Pa. You need that ho. Say about one negotiation. We are negotiating development. And you need them deal man this in MPP. Think of all matter. Oh, Mahama is leading, but we don't care anybody who is leading anybody. I'm speaking like ordinary Ghana voter. I'm not speaking right now. I'm not speaking like maybe I'm a analysis. So I can do all the analysis. I know so well do way. I know it. But as an ordinary voter, no, we don't care about who is leading anybody. How is it going? What's the direction? For the vote now you're voting, because I can follow baby Omubu said. Say the amodi no, the yakagumu no, ema ya yansan kabin ka ho. Mwana yakagumu no, wama ya yansan kabin ka ho. Vote na ya to no na anu 2020 no. Ye nya ho fa so te se odotobiri ana ma central. Yansan koto baby abio. Sabi ye nyimi. Ye kogina kosa line no ye ni ahoden ye de ko. Ye didi ansan yakọ. Ye didi ansan yakosa line ya some monitor elections. To stand there to make sure that your county vote no president in going to mean yet. Candidate in going to mean yet. Party MPs in going to mean yet. You need a group of people on both sides. Ghana for any better home. And let's look at education. Me say, media, I like what the two parties are talking about. Say, but I'm taking a cue from here at the Melobo, former Auditor General Futuo, or the Magana say, Boshe, and your mind. You have Boshe and fix your mind. It will fix Ghana. You hear on my yes serious. On my both sending now you're plausible and your papa see a bit me. And it's a bunch who create IT jobs. AI jobs about 1 million jobs are here for so, but we plan the same. We have our young mechanics so make 1 million jobs. How are you going to create those jobs? I mean about yes, you have yes, on the betting INT or must start your tablet. The same thing Mama can say 24 hours. See a question, baby. We ask a lot of questions. Ombe saying said they are going to use energy as the catapult, as the glue. It is Omama Kania 24/7. So now to watch a crown so security is secured. I better watch an you know. Meboa. Ya want them, ya will baby a ton watch it 24/7. Kotama complete market. Another time 24. You can watch it every time. Udruwa when you watch it. And Mama Mudiana can say one day power, security, and energy, the rest will follow. And one to treat a Jumanoba. And the mobile factory, almost say they are going to energize the system with electricity. Say every 24 hours in Kanye Good Street or so. In Kanye Good Street or so. What I say, Kanye so fear what you want to Kanye and to the other document or go back to my or junction ton document. If all work Kanye now security. Say document bet me at on 24/7. Obi and the crowd will be anytime 24-hour economy. Yet I'm strange my yo. Because I'm 24-hour economy. In fact, what's look what it can wouldn't say 24-hour economy. I will carry it. Can you see on a 24-hour Kenyatia? But I'm come to one market, a 24-hour market. What do you tell come to one put on to me pon Ashama market? Brother do Ashama a 24-hour Ashama. Ashama Kronakasa is a 24-hour town. The constituency is a 24-hour constituency. If you Ashama say, oh, 24 hours, and you have one, it is a 24-hour city. That is Ashama. The it's a 24-hour city. But only a Braviana city, a 24 hours near the tour. Content market, a 24 hours. I shall join to be any Brasubing Valley, whatever, 27, a 24-hour show. I shall do that's a 24-hour show. And the Kumase. I shall come out run about. I shall for no time. All things are every day be a shall business for them. Only number. How bono every day be a shall business. Tamasus I have on every day be a shall business. But come to one here Burkina drivers you every day a lodi. Yeah, we have 24-hour economy. I say everybody me also the AI but not AI no. Yeah, trading school. See that's why I like the about Miamu, you know. Training so that in the next 4 or 5 years, no IT these are the people. What Ghana no yeah America Juma. What Ghana no yeah India Juma. What Ghana no yeah China Juma. Me cousin, what Ghana, not Germany. What Ghana yeah Juma all the way to Germany so that you can save rent in Uncle Betty or Germany. You know. This is yeah Guinea actually. And beyond it looks beautiful, but she looks beautiful. Omudi be ya adwuma na eno ne yebusa mahama ene omunyina no nti we need the answers and we'll get to the answers ni nyina no and I made a whoever you vote for no mo ani na ho Me say Alan me ade omo ba nyina ye solid one. And omo nyina e de ba na ye good job and omo de ba Alan. Any sakra any party for na aka nyina ye one. Election no de yan question po e 24 hours. Election no po yan kwahwe e 24 hours. Domele bo asem na okan no so anka ntia ayi ba omi akwa o. Asem okan nyina no so oka say party for ni nyina ba. This is exactly what they do. They promise, but so omo shut down for promise no enye adwuma. Promise ya omo de baba ni nyina ye boshe. So ye nyina Ghana for na voters na our job is to ensure say no party for ni ba. They won't just promise, but then they'll deliver. If you na ya dey tat MPP for na MPP for you confused no mu de omo nka. Na for omo de omo ni bre e ba ye so. What at media ni bi abakwa question omo, but that's our job. Our job is to question you. Say mo ba ye no. Resources in the Ghana development here, the man, to what extent are you building? So quickly, here but this is what Dumelobo was saying. Or say, we don't run the economy on just promises, yo, Tom. Now he was saying this to the first NDC and MPP. On your MPP pen and all catch them because party for in ba say ya no more boshe no ma beshe. Here Dumelobo say we are running economy based on just promises. What I say? Or say any them promises. Your basic economy no based on everything else. And to worship body we are ye ho adwuma na make catch am say Bible cracker or see GDA anya adwuma GDA near the awu GDA anya adwuma. This is somebody obi anim. And if you read the story na Papa Nikana, former Auditor General Yaya Domelebo has raised concerns over the focus of political parties on their campaign ahead of the general elections in the country. According to Domelebo, most political parties now tend to campaign on promises rather than taking concrete action. Now, he's noted that it is not possible for government to run an economy based on just mere promises. And promises, no be promises will go chop deliverance. And I hear Adam say that is Yera Domelebo. But Mamene, opening case a Ministry of Education now, more or the say no taps no on your money ejuma opening. We obi ano omuno mbetumi akire yemu wono na ni agency no me in charge of ICT education omuno mu lead Ghana sa ICT ade ye omu so omu create AI for no na no na be sa e be translate into 1 million jobs na omuno mba be take over Ghana no na Gyamfi Adwabufour executive director ma send laws and also under Ministry of Education no yeah Gyamfi mama good evening akwaba
yo efia meje so
sa ho ye de
but me who ye
great
ma wati fu nyina so me chia o mu
nyina so je so papa na laptops na makoto ana tablets
tablets and
tablets okay no kwese mo ba ku bia first and foremost what is the objective dey enable tell we actually
yo efia we dey enwumre ana awie baby a wo bia wo ne watiefo me de enchia emu eden every Ministry of Education ebro wo ne watiefo na enchia kese so every Minister Honorable Dr. Yao said Duchum aba amamu nyina. In fact, the objective behind this whole project is very proactive. Na wusha your president your friend Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo obedi obetna abanwa ne so no hyebo na ebo hye ne se obema ankona ankola bia bebia wo bia no so papa wo bi o mami wo bi o papa ni bi o mami ni bi wo be ko school esan so no dio nim say when it comes to education na a public good a human right. Article 25(1)(c) of our constitution, it talks about that into the right ne be mo bia. And until Okofa be a friend free senior high school by na free TVET. Na Sadia no Okofa by na aye juma abwaga na ni babia. In fact, baby or tibia nanka kaneno nya school konisi obenya school ako. Na enono ebe dipin bibia ye friend or access. Na we are saying you will be a friend SDG agenda. Na SDG agenda you are up to 17. Now SDG 4 no you can say sustainable development goals. Now 4 it talks about quality, access, and equity. And it's also free SHS no or they buy any free TVET. Now ma equity ni access aba. Sisi ankola bebro 5.8 million and etimianya access to free senior high school ako.
5.8 million.
Yes,
Wow.
through senior high school anana adodan kwa de buy ya yewura Dr. Yose Duchumuso ebo na chichi domo mo de buy no aboa mankola dodo sa enya suku ako. Na sisi an bebia yedru ne se yenya access na obi ekobi no. Na yenya equity oba ne bema yenyim yensem se oho adidem chima bia obetimi akọ school no. Sisi aka ba ko ye friend quality. Na quality ne beba esese ye hyede na ado ade aba ne mu kena na kena na ye behye no esese ye di bibia eni ewiase ma fa na nyina ebekọ na sese ye wiase mu nyina wo hwa bibia ba so a ye friend ICT EdTech in education. Na ICT na aba ne bebia edru no ene artificial intelligence aba, robotics aba, coding aba, ewiase afa na nyina obi ekọ. Enu tinu na adodankwa Akufuado osi ade yo osi da bi se me di access aba me di equity aba sesi a no so ese quality na ewiase mo bia pe no ese se me de ba na wo hwe quality na me di kan boy ne adwuma me ye me na me ye executive director ma Sendlos na Sendlos ye adwuma ye ne se
Sendlos ne den no ne den body full one no
Center for National Distance Learning and Open Schooling.
Okay.
Eye agency a Ministry of Education ase. Ye dwumadi eye ne se abefo ntenten fidi abaso ye de ekosuku dan mu a traditional brick and mortar ewo ho no ne awuram se okay enka ne na teacher ni ba ogina classroom na wo kyade na nkola ate wo na wo mutie. The same method ne me make no online ye de abefo ntenten fidi Ejia adwuma ye no nti COVID-19 ba ne Sendlos ne ma enkola suku nkola ni teacher fo esuade online bibi e friend iBox.
Eti mo na mo lead this AI adwuma ne se mo kyerade online.
Bibia ya Sendlos ye ne lead na honorable Dr. Yose Duchuma na ye nyina leader ye ministry ho. Ono so tie AI ni artificial technology ase na wa power me se me hwe saa so ye no so. Enti na do dankwa hu ehun hia no na o se da bi tablet ya de a enkola ni nyina si benya quality especially in the fourth industrial revolution 21st century na ye hia tablet na mema so ye na ansa na meka se school ye betimi akọ school online no ye nioma num ansa na ya gia tum se Ghana ya ye ready de dikan policy se ye de policy gu akwan mu policy ne beboa se school nkola betimi de tablet akọ school akosua ade teacher ni nso betimi ayisu computer de akye school nkola ade ne ya hwe de on betimi aye ne on betimi aye online one ni asan hwe infrastructure na infrastructure na hono na tablet ne ba na connectivity so hwe hobi
ya beba ho no ze kania be na mo de ko power sa ni
infrastructure ni akọ third one eno ne your friend content ye de kira de or traditional classroom no so ko online na different online the so reduce our content no mu use no teacher for no ye teaching notes no as so we make no online but as so we di nyoma hihiem na enkola na anya boring into be creative be a friend hyperlink in the traditional content no na leading enkola to have videos and other stuff our content into teachable unit ma omo na oba maso ye ho na me yes ade no nti eno so ye 3 na ukọ capacity building ye ka say online education I see make sure say teacher for ne nkola no mo capacity to use it eno me na me hwe so na finally assessment and a curriculum is in line with what it ye hwe sa ne oma ni nyina na Ghana ya ready and ye bo honorable Dr. Yose Duchuma mani o ma ye research and or the core president no mo tena ase and o mo se tablet na be boa ama school no akoso na equity ne quality ne etimi aba enunti ene ye de Ghana Smart School Project aba ama Ghana ni akwala bia no ene obeye conversant with 21st century skills ye bedi hu nkomo.
Okay. Do you remember because me very interested in that. Jenny the about I know what in the house in the afford any bit here. But yeah, we are who sika no. Mo fa adwene papa, say mo pese, mo training Ghana for because imagine unemployment in a big problem. Ye nya adwuma nye. And the boys see omo yes scam in nyina ase betimi atete wo mo. Wo men yansa no dwuma ma instead of scamming or they no be IT adwuma. Ne sabe kwa na no a. Na bingo, e good. na mo me recent e ka sign na mo bo wo nti just say wo aso e mo na mo advise minister say enkoto tablet me bo a
ye na ye share project ne so sense ye no edwumadi a ye de ahye ye nsa ban apaw ye no sa adwumadi no ene ye na sene emisikan honorable doctor ye said bitwum no sa neoma wa ye bi pen okọ California ni ade a wasisi school bebre o ho a waye artificial intelligence ni technology enu tina mani ye easy a ode adwuma ne hye nsa se enkoye research ni me brief ni se Ghana ye ready no ye wie de man no not ni oma ni nyina ase ntie take your time and you put two bibia together and yes your boy is money ye ho assessment and the research take be 2 to 3 years and sana ye de ade ebetu dwa
okay they just enye bo shete na mo hye mo ye
obia benya bi
but ye hye ho ka no cause no so ye hia yen because and adomelo can say akwa say instead of moving from taxation to production akwa say to dey be moving from taxation to robbery e ka say na mo bo sa tablet na mo to e no ni nyina tablet so far I think am say in total am distribute wo Ghana
say tablet no ohwemu a ye de ma sukuu nkola a omo senior high school SHS 1 SHS 2 and SHS 3 na SHS 1 SHS 2 and 3 no ohwemu a ye 1.3 million students plus
okay
because 1.3 this year but nansi ya admission tikakra beka ho enti emfa ne say ya budget for omunyina enti 1.3 million students and ya to ho tablet e dia mo na sa project yi phase implementation ye ka se bibi phase implementation a ye ni in batches enti ye di kan select 30 schools insi 30 schools no ya to ho tablet ama wo munyina ye me no ka say KSTS takrade Holy Child schools bebre enya omodia ye gusu a ye
okay meba be busa say brother batteries wo ho kania wo ho betimi power tablets no e na internet wo ho no because no so ye how pa wo de what na brochire no abetena Ghana tunim said the brochire internet wo brebi corona na wotis wo no ene Ghana so de said de etie ye beba o but insa 1.3 million e ho ka nyina saying because matete tablet ba ko bia motor no $250 inti ni 1.3 na ya he
no kre ohwa mimi dwumadie no me technical person and my agency is to implement the project and monitor evaluate the project to be sustained and to meet the results but still me and my boss the erudite of education honorable Dr. Yao said bichum editudwa say tablet na ba kubia cost $250 and into sani at all into the times 1.3 now I think so benya cost na a buying
yes yeah
by a phase implementation in the first 30 schools there no and no na minim say yedi kan aye ho hyehye ya say we get fun etua ho ka ya start supply others ne there honorable Dr. Yose Duchum wadi kan di ho nkomo enti sana
enti emu ahe na ma supply sesi a 30 schools no numbers wo betimi amaye numbers no 30 schools no
I am funny say estimated 450,000
450 times $250 me boy $250 that would be 122 okay yeah I think it's the same thing I mean 112 million enti what is say onkola na wo kan yeah right 112,500
and
120 100
if you
calculate until 112,500 until 112,500 okay I'm fancy 112,500 inti obani what is say onkola na wo say free SHS and nipa onkola wo nko 5.8 accommodate omo what it is obi busa say is this value for money when we are spending $250 for one tablet abra onkola ni bi see accommodate omo aye hu videos bebe YouTube akoko twitwa videos bebe omo say aduane ye de mo omo nye ene ade na you spending $250 for one tablet no any laptop me boy a tablet okay
a tablet
whether if this is value for money
Yo, if you are a ubusami, a very unfortunate, say, Bibisa, would they two gases here. In fact, media been farming ni ye. Says being colane a commodium, but in fact, what can one say? No, so the minim so ye in Montine beer, no crabby worm, says Sanetia. In fact, minim say a buying in paying for honorable Dr. El said, which many buffer stock, any free SHS secretariat for. Omubedi ho dwuma na omatimi ama nnuane na akọ na efia yesi sebe payinfo kan ma asem si yesu kura ye den ejai ehem na ewiase no yesi atepe no na tewie pe kakra so kura ti ho a osi ono so pe ene so hwa atabiti abrochi mamu enya tablet enya artificial intelligence esua ade ye nyina na yeti ewiase mu ene bebia nioma edu no si ye kase Ghana ye tena ho se sebi in fact de o kan se komode enkola no asefem in fact ade bi a ha dwene but ye ntimi nso entwen say ye fix problem bi a wo free SHS mu say problem bi wo ho ampa ye fix ni nyina wi ansa ne ya to ye ni say ye be compete globally. Industrial revolution no be 4 na ba first steam power, second Conedison electricity and a biotechnology by and we are in artificial intelligence robotics. Ni nyina no Africa for yan sheda antimi ene enti sie say betna ho atwen si etwen ansa na da bi Ghana yentna ho entwen enti sa problem ekoso free SH enkola ni nya aduane no minim se mpanyinfo se yabo mamane a ombedi ho dwuma but ubusame a woye cost benefit analysis si a ebra ye womi tablet ya to value for money. Value proposition na eso sense ye betwen esanse ye twen a ye madache na be catchri the more because baby module level as say additional krom ye online tech our training kola the 4 C's na honorable Dr. Yasedu Chumba no system education the focus 4 C's na yakase bibi ye 4 C's eman kola nya creativity, critical thinking, good communication skills and a collaboration enti akola bia enkechre na chese odwene ye se dachi bi no the innovation beba enti uba yaso ye na ye building kola nso mbesua ade ombenya na ade omuhia pa kese ye se omo abenya omo tablet enti no media mehunu se sabre empokura ya che sabre ya ni hia sa tablet no enu nti na esese yetimi agitum se ade ye beboa na de wo ho ankrofo eka ho asem ne so ye hwe na sebi ekomu ya na yetimi ye bibi fa ho afia
yo mama fa era obra pani a Dr. Anim obi a yama no oye IT ni a waye adwuma ache wono so oye into patent innovation any ade a wo na niema enkra no enim no de bia o kase Ghana mranti ya de maba ni bebre nim niema bebre a wo ma ben asa niema no mo kabo mu a enka no kwa job creation man kofo nti o so support ade we enti na wa beka ho a ye bepe ninim de ewom no bani ka tie mama ma good evening doc.
Good evening.
Doctor ho ye de
Me ho ye pa na mo so
great doc why obi a minim say America President Joe Biden Crime Award for somebody a what me create innovation invention America America almighty America for Crime Award adi watum say we obi a what me aye ade a in fact ade na na oye na Joe Biden man ho award no
niema bebre me involved me involved
Ghana na wakoji Joe Biden award no Ghana na ewo ana ewo America ho
oyo mo Ghana me ko tech kra anti
I see
chemical engineering or tech and so anti me ba ha na mba masters ni PhD so ti me wie no na me ye technology operations value chain management or MIT na me san ye business strategy na me ye IP law and policy bebre che wan ka so na okori
inti sa niema ni nyina na mo de Joe Biden de mouse award no say why ye niema bebre aboa o mo man no
I na me ye authorship being so in the field of membrane science and technology my
membrane science
and technology my a lot of contributions over there me person me going to membrane science and technology you baffled one example here contact lens here one of them nebano refineries and so separation of oil and gas and so is applicable over there. It's a huge field.
Oil and gas so separation so who nim de wo.
My expertise Krampono me for chemical engineering no. I was applying the membrane science and technology, in the separation field.
Okay.
And
And you see a time I refine you can come to me about me yes one agree.
me you or crans and maybe.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
me
And also another time you better because I refine you no interest whom say me at manino. Yeah. But opany we will be a dear way I buy so much laptop so we are Anim the because of vast area we are. What do you think about the abaye?
me feel say a very good idea. Internet ne mano. A very good idea say ebe bwankwala no. Na kakra say de ka ho ne say nkwala enya sa free tablet ya. O menya free connectivity aka ho ana to say internet no. Say would they have a jurisdiction meaning say almost school no benya access to ana so omu kofi benya access to ana say et sen e ho na eche madwe na almost some way cross no how many internet access kra no and so et sen na bit say e good see dey kitom benya chance e dia browser ha ne ha esua ne me de ne so be gu so amom na adeba kwa me dwen won say America ha no so even online pona o search for YouTube mpo videos na obehunu ebi wo ha na information wo me die but Ghana no me ba Ghana no say me browse Google say google.com.gh sometimes na information enye bebre and sometimes no be cha kwala na die me say YouTube eboa me bebre me nti bibia say abiko YouTube na see answer no AI ni no me say information about YouTube no I've been able to learn so many things on my own. And I took courses at my leisure time. I'm watching me to me. Sorry, my ECC, I mean, okay, say my prompt engineering, which is really good to also be able to interact with AI and ML, machine learning, defense and space. Now my AI specialization, AI strategy, and your friend is saying governance. So just to give me in case we person are implementing AI, what should they look out for? By my background,
But when you say one year answer na we usua until the abaye ya o say ne botai ne say obenya AI artificial intelligence on kola o manyini ndo start ne ne how spending who sika $250 per tablet one out America mo tablet na mo ton America na $250 per tablet ana
it depends specification no. So me no can say no me koto computer na me storage in quite 2 terabytes 2 terabytes those times no say be koto back 500 gigabytes okay but media cramp 2 ma media any speed we 32 a friend is saying 32 gigabyte RAM so near makunenim though whatever we are talking about here we may have to know about the specs so specification ebeboa no on top so nkwala say make sure say ade we dey kita omu omo nkose no so na noblins we dey banso a onim say dia a friend be quality control enye ni nya na be adwuma kakra enye adwuma and also you have to consider that now you have to also keep on loading softwares to update it now and then ebi we be here internet so e dey aye enti mum dey means down yes our program in terms of this smart education yaking but mean ka dey here me say end goal ni here me end goal ni say at the end what are we trying to achieve now anything you cannot measure so you cannot quantify so into sometimes what are the KPIs me need to say Openi Gyamfi say he's supposed to implement monitor so you monitoring according to some KPIs be now BBN so it could be a part of a bigger picture be so it could happen say we are giving this to the students that so musua near many year they can search other things on their own so be able to learn more and to do more because we are CCC unim computer and oh yeah
okay until I just say a good adwene no ma fa say o mo kire enkra ne AI no
a good adwene pa say omoye AI no and not even just giving that tool to them crampono omoye savvy they will learn other things which is available on their own and this time convenience na ho ne say utumi so ahomacha na do whatever time do here so internet connectivity or energy one day baby.
Okay.
And our education na be yo. Now bibi to say Coursera say ya ken. Okoswa it me breaking near down for you. Now AI so I mean can some trouble AI. There's a part where made the keke when we a friend persona. So what to me who are now offer now the two knocker say, can you summarize this to me as if I'm a 10-year-old? So a bayer the pepper amount. Also, wow. It is sometimes I can say as an expert, can you break this down for me? Now, mommy, expert view. Now, me say, as a 10-year-old, can you break this thing down for me? It's a bayer step by step into because we see a kind of phone, I see a deco tree, I see a breaking it down for you are a pass my what near mass and think of physical classroom chemistry a bit breaking it down amount to the but at the end of the day, in Kofonia Nimdiano, when you're critical thinking, when you're collaboration, communication on them, they hear me say at the end, if they are equipped that, what are they going to contribute to Ghana? Me say some of my
I want to don't put it to I want to hear ban, but answer a question first. Miss Gyamfi, but you know my can you ben has eco power internet ben because Nina end game said the prof can say most will be creative jobs. Inti can you know him? Because can you anyone money pan the outside in a good team qua internet no so he. What is the plan?
Yo. At the ministry and as a Ministry of Education, project biano, yedikan a selection of some few schools bia, be pilot project no, a pilot project na near testing project no. Then we hope to expand na afi ya sustain project no. Sa project here can Ghana Smart school project, you're subjecting it to all the 5 steps, and into the feedback, your free be datafication, feedback, and your digital so your implementation. Electricity a problem. If we are talking about equity in education, any quite so ye or be frame, essence baby or tinty. Baby or electricity a problem. And into sa tablets here, I can was them, a make to order. And you make to stock. And in Tiniani, a specification, a coin.
Okay.
Ye penny a bit mitigana after research, no. Who say we never buagana and almost yet at the maye. Now, tablets in specification and near a 10.1 monitor or screen. And a year processor near octa-core 2. No, a quad core 2. Sorry, a quad core 2. And into quad core, a good on electricity consumption and at the speed and assessment, and also very, very good. It has a battery backup. I will solar charge battery backup.
With the tablet, the solar charge
backup.
Okay.
And I can stay on 7 to 8 hours without being charged. And a front and back view or rear view camera. Front camera near 5 megapixels and a back near 8 megapixels. RAM size 4 gigabytes and a ROM near 128. A very durable, water resistant, speed near solid. And into our tablets when is configured with a specialized or customized learning management system. And command tablets no mubi bia so dada.
Okay.
Yeah, textbooks no ni ayeni into e-books eguso. Now textbooks ni reducing it into one text, interactives, audiovisuals, videos, and quizzes and virtual labs.
And the textbooks they are any textbooks. More the textbooks
Thank you. Way back solve a problem no, because averagely textbooks ye printed by a ton 150 Ghana cedis plus per textbook. Akolabia no electives in kwa 4 and some our core subjects in so 8. In the SHS 1 or first term on kwa 8 times 150 do the maths. And some our second semester so about do the maths. And to your tablet now be guso dada. And
okay, and you purchase a tablet no cheaper.
Very cheaper.
Now tablet also be say if I am from boa.
The Bimeba Tablets na and the durability very good. And you are making provisions say bet me say. And into insurance at the tablets nina eso. And you are creating
insurance that tablet also.
Oh, yes, you are insuring nina.
Why insurance? American insurance and I got insurance. I'm there also.
You makers no more produce tablets no. Cut on for no. Oh, you be so. You man negotiating the correct. And into no, yes,
say beyond the guarantee period now, I'm going to replace the tablet, mama.
yes, insurance.
I'm going to because tablets the time.
Repair centers, and if you have created 277 repair centers.
Centers are repair tablets, no?
Oh, yes, all across Ghana. Yes, all Ghana. So this
repair center.
Oh, yes. Repair centers will be better.
I see.
Okay. 277 in the district. See the approach in a pyramid into from national, regional, district. Baby, our ICT coordinator, and the coordinator, and your training. Me staff na koye nyina ye ne carton for ne GES, TVET, and paying for more ICT inclined. Ye nyina ya training omo. And to be any what to do. And you created 24-hour monitoring center, call center. And to be any out to me friend now ICT coordinator old school no what did report in recordings no the call cut center or no now on my record on my fix it tablets now and you put your money in place and in a tablets no rampa your RF coder your the tracking we can know where the tablets is because all of them know our IMEI number. Me know kasi ya programming ni na egu Ministry of Education a woman me aswe ya ni pate ho 24/7.
Ejo bani wo Mr. Gyamfi na okra sa tablets na ba Ghana wo na okra
Oh your procurement unit our Ministry of Education. But
okay. One contract one na okuta sa contract no.
For a Ghanaian owned person, a Ghanaian.
In the company need the same company chrono.
KA Technology.
KA Technology. Okay. Yes. And now that company chrono moton laptops so now again to me tablet be anywhere cheaper than 250 no. And that was the cheapest we could get. And I can say you manufacturer and one ministry na gaza mo ka kira mo say mo de mo nyama ye betu am 200 a. Nti ye nya ni cheaper na.
And the economic is a process in the procurement for the ministry. No, I'm gonna handle it. I wasn't part of it. Me a technical person, but me specification a team need to come out. And shares the procure tablets in mind because you try be paying project be bring echoes for Ghana. Send loss in ministry yearly the UNESCO 4-year project UNICEF. The tablets be brakwa. In fact, if you are the qua. And yet juma to how you see pen it ni experience room any ya canning in our boom. Now guess what? Ye 7 year Mahama time. The almost try some obey and now 4 time and so the almost try some obey. Yen kind who say adia we nipa a bind be brain I try some obey. Let's understand that fact. And nina feedback ni report nina we consulted it. To make sure that this time no ye be no grant ne be yin ya show we are report say wo Ministry of Education they pulling in ahwe we ye o say there be me tablets and can be cotton electricity ntino enye adwuma ba ko so there was me there ne there because a teacher for ni capacity ni obi o muntimi use ene ya kan nyina bom ene there aye this time around no and it ni enyi obi en frame
enti na che say mo di we no toto the RLG di ba ye na mo fo say we ni ye better I bet me running on solar. No. What experience for me? No, no.
And a collaborative project. You be from Ghana. You can say collaborative project. Public sector, private sector, industry, academia, GES, TVET, Obia won't be any atna senior timia at discuss ya ni on the way. Because you are honorable Dr. Yao said, on pen juma nipa baako no aye nti o ma ye consult ye eche almost 2 years ye could be us there be benchmark project no with this mo share other countries South Africa there no mo ye omo issues here there Rwanda issues here there mo nye omo report nti aka nneoma ni nyina bom e na Ghana there by other countries there omo ye nyina omo failures any omo success nyina yakohwe
okay Obani doc
But you can be say industry, academia, are involved. Now, does that mean say this is starting of an innovation ecosystem? And
Yo, Dr. Anim, Mensah, a good question, pa. So, share your case be a ed taker, a bra woman. Nipa bako for entimi achieve success in ed tech.
yes,
Now has to come together. And into no share, Honorable Dr. said, Duchumusha, my introduce CBB a friend of National Distance Digital Learning Conference or Ghana to create a digital ecosystem. Now be back together. University for Kahon. Teachers for private sector, MT and Vodafone, you betna say, Labadi Beach, near share experience, any success, ni failures, ni the Ubia bit me aye, near trying to digital ecosystem, no make us are starting. That's here.
But dog before the band today just say the uncle school now on only free SHS. On IT, you may have a pie, Nanko for any BIA. Not just a job creation in the uncle school on count. Yes, when you utia ye ma wako SHS mo nya tablet bi na wanya
free TVET ka ho and a free SHS e ka ho. Na
free TVET, free technical, and vocational education.
And also ka ho almost ye mo applied science for nyina ya komo mo bi KTI obia Kumasi Technical University obia bi nya bi. And
na vocational de efa tablet ho sen je on mu vocational addition na no for tablet ho.
Oh, and ne bibia no ya virtual labs ewo ho oba maso ye na machinery carpentry nyina me wo ho virtual labs ho a akola ne besua until so obedu final year no akọ bibia friend field engineering na for akọ actual thing no and because say your wet labs na ye so crowded and Honorable Dr. Yao said you am the virtual labs aba and machinery ye titration ye carpentry ye so in ya into your babit me ye bibia online to omuhia tablet niti enyu obi free mo yeah
wow
and UK Open University UK and the boom yes have virtual labs yeah
and I know you tia amuka
oh there be I know there
I know you free
oh of course yeah
tablet pen amako tia hoka
omunya grant no mo de beboa yeah
okay grant next abrofo na afa hoka no
moa and afanti me ko UK ni omuko share na yomo ba Ghana yeah
me person e how a job creation adwuma na e be payama e mantie na nya bi no doka wana na me person wo do nim de no because you were telling me say there are so many things a mantie no kan komu hia ban and they can create a lot of jobs ni boy yeah o UTV at one boy be odin tontro wa ye ka niam kitikiti wa Ghana for congrats e bi mu create niam obi nya bi da bo mu ni bibia doc na wo ho yi mbacho kire mu
me job creation and campus me tia from opening Gyamfi ne perspective nansa media ba because I wakasa there are some kind of multidisciplinary no wakasa ecosystem into adwentua na ye nyina ye say dey name be 2 years nti campus me hu omo dey and first say job creation no omo ka no et saying na ka also no media ka ho
okay Mr. Gyamfi idea we am investing because yes ka to when the pen 112,500 dollars no into jobs be na be create am
bebre na sa digital ecosystem na me ye kan wa ho and the Ghana drew babia digitalization and digitization na minim said doc any afia ote sa terms too na say but for viewers no may appreciate it to them digitization no yeah the conversion of documents or bibia into software online. Not digitalization, the application of the no into economical settings or your traditional and we are governed by those two agenda. And you see as so sure you will be a friend of Ghana Skills and Knowledge Bank. I know you're for TVET for now you make Egyptian Knowledge and Skills Bank no. And you want OER open educational resources and also for free SHS for no. Now as I see a private sector for you drew baby as I see a consortium near new din komo say akola skills be near demand no training e school we are behind no. And to say national service for crowns so adjoining and teams be briaba MTN nyina obi ho about say okay me mo man skills say ya we are memman adwuma anamu ye say onya coding na onya artificial intelligence we are memman adwuma na any idea ne say prepare omo for localization and globalization reasons ne say no ko India sisi akola ti India no kodima a companies for America almost digital job market sabi ne yepese ye but before you bedru just your man kola ne skill set and you are creating digital skills job centers bebre e wo Ghana enkofo sua ICT skills e wo ho enti sa tablet ne de hu content na guso enti akola no wi ano atwero ho test enti o pass no nya ne certificate teacher ni nsu ye ne de ne man CPD points wi a afi akola no wi o ye skills sesi a esan say private sector ne kire ne o ma ye training no public sector na ye government yen su abem industry so ase say o ye ni say a ye be high no ya kan nyina abom na
enti sa center kro na wa hia bi aga na ni akora bi tie ya obetimi akasa ma mesme nko na mi nkosua bi ne so that be next year
we will over send losa a digital ecosystem we will studios production we will digital centers
na say obi o titamari anto omra send lot ansa
ye create bi all the regions no
ba munye create
yenyanwie eno de yenyanwie but ye gusu a ye de bebre egu akwam a ye wo OB vans ne ada computer ICT vans go around in all the remotest part of the country to give them those skill sets na ye kan.
Okay.
Look, my question back.
Do you think okay, go ahead.
Maybe sa KPI Mensah abaso. My question back when I say okay, say those guys will be trained to be ready to work for industry. So that means they are going to work for industry. They being so hard on being juma. So they all kind of true. People are anywhere in India now do a lot of work in US. So I mean, what about thinking about trying to also create original businesses from African perspective to grow to the global level? So
I'm AI no and creative business.
Yes, so like in Nema ICT Nema you know. At one point in time, you know, if we know the needs of Yokromo and Africa, so these kids can come out with solutions. Able to me, I started up new businesses to employ more people. So now one, you're not going to work for anybody, and then you're not going to take work from some who are developing from the scratch a job. Answer some of the problems on our land. Whilst that thing, because it's a solution, your original, it can grow to be a regional business, to be an African-wide business, and becomes a global business. So, and in those processes, are they important because you're going to build your business on that, the IP, So, what is it? The intellectual property, How well is the intellectual property, built into this? Because we were after. One of the pillar intellectual property show, but mean who see any bebre. But no soon ever boy me break you free because the intellectual property is going to belong to Africans,
Okay.
Now the solution is also going to be catered for us because maybe America is here. Me who say America is really the world is ready for what? Things from Africa. Recently, me who say Ikroma opinion or Hanum what say they're going to do more business with Africa, even on the food. Why? Because beyond see food near better. Your food, you find maybe being fried. So
the opportunities bebre wo my bro che wanka Ghana betimi tap into. Enya IT no nko a.
And what I'm trying to talk about is that we a very good starting mom because one man kofono idea on to me digitization to me that maybe but me the being so calm because we have to improve on the manufacturing base of Africa and as a Ghana. Okay. And so in the long run, to come out with an idea. I see a be any who near during the schools, in Kuala can come up with something really very, very good. So in the outer, we should be able to harness those ones, and be able to change them into businesses. For why we went to man started business in Marcus or better side way. So okay, and a license part of it, part of it because in those start you don't know the value very well. That's why some of these you need a strategist, which could be an innovation strategist or a pattern strategist to look at some of these things. So the way that even AI put my job now easy, say
Okay.
whatever anybody does, there are so many databases able to make what scan and you
Okay.
similar to that. Say
Okay.
yes, the next thing become marketing, and now we can show it to other companies so that we can join hands and say, come and build this factory here, so the way that we can start producing this. But you put every 1,000 beer, yeah, 500, and I so the way that it can span off, apart from say giving the job to people, no, Ghanaians and our people in Ghana, no, one person can come out and then employ more people. And the APN is trying to look at how we can map these processes very well, such a way that original ideas we can tap them and produce more jobs in Ghana. And that all Ghanaians will get more jobs. Our buying to be to me and the taxes and also, and then things go haywire. Because what is missing in Africa, to me, is a manufacturing base. Say near chance say you see idea be employment. Na me air condition mutaka my brand so share me something called product development or innovation value chain management. So we could have looked at what is around us. You bet me develop something
on our own.
On our own as international programs here we Chrome, yeah, they are unique, but it being so hard, there's an intersection with others. So the way that we have to look at this really close there, what can we extract? When you get 100 ideas,
Doc, man, answer one or the no. Mr. Gyamfi, Doc, how are you using AI? Because to me, says it's getting got tablets. Man, crying and Jan Hosa, yet how are we using this to create jobs? Boy, see, I ask a scam boy, see. Just illegal, but we can legalize the omo see the omo can bomb near trouble bibi on beti media I tell you maybe from India near Jabagana, no matter almost I tell you ma no more America near Jamaica, then but no the edge more penny quite on betting me
my main work anything on my start me feel said discussion where
sorry
for this video we are it's open other horizon so see a bit my channel or more road maybe or more outside to do this. You'll be surprised say Obimpo Unko school no kakano nimno to me kabro even first we JSS who is exposing no what time no focus to a specific area. You'll be blow your mind how that person can dig deeper. So America who school no yakwala who say you maka ho Ghana so me call text say to say won say you go keke na ni enye
maybe anyone come the question here important say boys here yes can me and no catch some you smart. How are we using AI to help boys to start businesses in scamming now media businesses now come training yes some they scam you but also they innovation creating they are all writing program Gyamfi.
Yo, sir, and your money, you conduct again research or analysis or assessment. Anyone who says you see a creative re-entry pathways, Mensah uncle na back to school. And you can say re-entry, a collabi or teenage pregnancy into Jaya or class 6. A collabi so or also Sebi Afrikubontino, Abemua, Ojai with JHS 4 or 3. And it's in re-entry near Shebe Ujai. Yeah, the content go online, your friend iCampus. I'll wait me a call. Now I could see on your own. Now I could show SSC and I wasino. Then you get back in line. And we are 1. 2, idea ye say Ghana for us to be able to see a big use AI no. And your my your curriculum has a role to play. Now your objective based curriculum. And our honorable Dr. Yao said which you mean paying for. And who said that be see a standard base. Now the difference in say objective base now a sort of dominant towards the teachers. Teachers ni betimi akasa 90%, na akola akasa 10%. Opijan is akra fatuo.
And Ghana money no school, Ghana school.
And to say standard base promote some a hybrid sort of passive learning. self-directed learning. And in Kolani teachers ni esua de bom. And this our curriculum na boa ama Kolani skills no ayeden akọ sro.
That almost say no.
Yeah, I implemented about 2 months ago, cry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's our pathways. No, I mean, go back to a honor. Ye creative asisia cry be a makaya you funina. I ain't che bebo who the rua me UNESCO for power me a medicaya you for bar masue a bit trainee beer ye goose year form in batches. You will be a friend of complementary education or Ghana. Into any or more and a year juma almost a ministry of education. Omudia ne se and paying for moon fear que nim no. One person or move back to school and now call us sebi or my jai school in Nam Street to so and bino or muko form but not our pathway na mekano. One money send loss any ministry a year jumania creatia mo maba no almost sweating ye you su tablet no na coordinate AI can yen leave almost out. Then yes, and
they say more chiraka of when na coordinate AI ni bi.
Only our re-entry part among
no, we are all the code in Aqua Swakayana, and I'm going to my farm.
They are simple parts. Who say AI? I know you're big field on. They are small areas people can.
Basic.
Basic.
What I say? Okay. Your foundational models, baby. Foundational models.
Yeah, but Mr. Jeffrey, I don't know CIS coming here. They are already into technology. It's why don't you start with them? Now, Jumani, Amukojina. Muko UNESCO ni ayi eduma bebre wa brocha India for etimi agibia ba India omoye ani na mo de muntumi nkwaji bi magana na boys nye se ne ye call center na omoyo se ne bi asam programming bi na omo trauma company bi wa America no mo tigana na omoye no na mi busa no
be shock you say bebre aba na mkwema bebre aba Ghana ye di nduma bebre ebeba ama boys na nya bia ye but
8 months ya mama kofie na mo de companies ne beba na mo de omo dada
if you what you to see Kofi Ghana for be some power adwuma ya ye if you
that's 2024 and we have the mo dem fashion mtini injury time na mo wo mu
injury time
kakra na makọ enti time be na mo kofa sa enwuma no aba Ghana na boys nyina because we mo sua AI ni wi a wo so mo de adwuma
because when
nya baby afan commercial dey akọ scam no nti na mi busa no
Human answer no be about international job and no. Just say you have to build it. It will take time, and you have to also demonstrate 1, quality of work, and 2, delivery. So quality of work and delivery. And we say yeah, do baby na edine bar. Sisi ano only Indian Ibia focus out himself on programming. Who assume what I say, and maybe you start where it will take a lot of time. So. But during that time, there's a building in-house near my year. So, near developing the near my Ghana. Now, I think quite important to say marketing. We have to showcase them really well.
Very well. Can't make call.
It's your year. People will know. And to showcase very important. We have to have a good plan.
And they all call Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley. On my track to Jose, innovate to scale up. Innovate to scale up.
Yes.
And Ghana, some concept na some method na ideas no any idea about first part. Since you about Ghana, be a friend is STEM innovation. InnoHub.
Yeah, friend is STEM innovation.
STEM innovation. SHS Secretariat for NDIAMA SHS 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Digital skills to be able to develop made in Ghana stuff. And I send losses InnoHub and edutors. Edutor and a doctor account who asem no. See, I answer your made in Ghana stuff, educational tools online. And in Kolani, a show how Mombesi use 3Ds ni other animation I creative, for instance, excursion womenshia. Obi o how wate menshia palace, wate bosomtwe, wate nyoma bebre, or tete baby or person who virtually, and ye train your mom augmented reality.
Yes.
And a virtual reality skills. How to do that? Into the only time I'll be say, and yes, and now we Ghana when the whole video comes to an end. Bibia will look like the same. Now,
at the end of the day, no say busa be I know be create jobs and no be create ba me 1 million jobs. And 1 million jobs if you be na be how no job no way.
Ebe create jobs, have more skills. And I guess what through InnoHubs and innovation hubs, you know. Honorable Dr. said which many MasterCard Foundation for Edin Komo through MEST enu ntini di omo ye ne se omo bua enkola ama omo sika kakra na omo de aye startups made in Ghana startups. See, I guess what? Girls be or Ghana and might be or Ghana or develop a smoke detector. Me and implement or introduce to chairman. No, my
smoke detector, yeah, Ghana girls, Ghana phone call our muko school or Ghana.
You might be. No, I'm saying,
how can you say original? Because I never call on say, Oko Dabi or be pro data. That means that you only have to sell in Ghana. So, Casa war export here. That's infringing on Obi patent, you be shut down.
Aye.
Okay. SCF very careful about that.
Yeah.
If you wait, they're not developing and exclusive to them, different from the original smoke detectors, and that's a woman copy.
We are made in Ghana and a patent right open.
But made in Ghana, no, say design or idea exclusive. Ghana phone call, I know there.
Doesn't mean anything, no.
Okay.
Because you bet to me, I be America nearby package for Ghana. Near can say package in Ghana, whatever.
But what say I'm made in Ghana, no better on Ghana, no benya kakra, mo musa komano, and no see a business you.
Near Ghana ho.
But say not to cry a business, a big generate you man.
But the patent say obi patent in cover Ghana ho. Now yeah dear. So you can do it. But obi a file patent for starting the cover Ghana, you can do it because the person can come for you. Have jurisdiction. So I say.
Okay. Send you be a mind, be any patent be our Ghana.
Anna obey no. Answer na obey no. You have to look at the landscape of that field, you know.
Okay.
What have been done. So the uncle say then you can also do the same thing. Okay. So but if
because I guess I don't know be a creative
when you are creating there's a process you have to follow. And therefore be front to back. What I say, meaning say you have to have an idea about the market part, you know, say the economic part and the feasibility part, and sawaba back. And you know, as a obey could do baby when we say, oh, I didn't know my
Obidia. And then I to mean sorry, creative BBA.
Oh, you can create it.
You create yourself here to be a
your structured analysis, which is missing in Africa. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time into meaning what I'm talking about. I don't want to talk. Once I made my presentation, and I made my talk on intellectual property to ANUST alumni branch in Houston. Maybe open Gyamfi, SM the Sandy Bro, now one casa wuti. What I'm trying to talk about because it's very important. Maybe AI input answer questions, so it was very interesting.
Okay. And doc, I'm saying Gyamfi back connected because it's very important. It's good to say creative jobs. So I'm not for.
May try to be a CCR me can say bottom up investment and top down investment. So far, no, yes, I cost a copesica, Sanya Cano. But yes, so near me Gusua, Yanka Science Sekiti, CCR, you won't him dear say, as yet to me find near me or near yet me at the cost room. Abra, and it's a 50% if you are seeing there, banny 50% if you be so more. If Cronin can you maybe. Enti dear opinion from Moyani dear, a baby acquire my name be brain so my back.
Investment here, I'm buying making in 1.3 million tablets. What say a good investment and a robbery?
Men can say a investment no way, but we investment you also want the profit on it and I say something to come out. And it's a way acquisition analysis the output divided by the input, should give you a positive number, which could be 5. Here, 1 + 1 is equal to 5. What does that mean? Once our company,
school, 1 + 1 equals 5.
No, me back say 1 + 1 is equal to 5. Meaning, say 1 + 1 is 2, but the trainer is an aspect of synergy. So, a name no Ghana system nimua. Ebia is going to auto-categorize in Nemebia a bit to my boa, my name.
Open can of bro for now they call good country auto-categorize it. And you know the call with Yantias, you're speaking above our heads. Auto-categorize it.
Won't say name maybe or what, where is on the business strategy. So,
okay,
business strategy. So, a name or Ghana CCR. A bin yet to dream. Most of you the Kakraba, no be to the Kakraba, no, I didn't that. But Nina said, 1, your friend will be scope creep. We have to prevent scope creep. Initially, I started no udi agra in the doors will be brave. Into a bit may focus, but then idea here, Mrs. CIA, what is the KPI? Now, investment how do we want to see that investment multiply in the future? So and then what is the end goal are we trying to achieve? So because sometimes KPI I can put it in monetary terms. So idea where a beer man for 4,300 a year, we can employ them for this and for that. And we have to be able to track any KPI means it should be anything you can monitor. We need to implementation and monitoring. So how are we going to monitor that such a way that if we get any adverse effect, we can improve on that? So
yeah, you doc main question is KPI no way you ya ne krakra ne sen mfaso be ne benya wo
performance.
Oh, maybe I'm to keep performance indicators not here, but me busan said about your listeners. And you mean yes, I savvy or your level, no, you're breaking it down. No, mean that and the crack. I'll bet me that's a when a pen on the same.
Yo, I'm say dog kasa na deɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛ akwadaa bia wɔ Ghana ebinya ne sɛ SHS 1, 2 and 3 at least so obey fully participant in this industrial revolution, at least as a so digital skills. Na KPIs are dog kind you will need be a wahodada. You will lagging indicators for the KPI and your leading indicators. You're setting in all of them no we have monitoring and evaluation processes are yedi egu akwem for that. Now yepesa akolabia at least one of the digital skills through this tablet implementation. Say be a dachi binu uwie school na se ebia uko school for so kwa pharmacy. Maybe a unye juma ubetimi use sa digital skills no edi aye ejuma. Now what me aye fully participant functional citizen in this digital economy. MC who say be a dog kind, baby a drone, yentimi nyo be out. And no I'm paying for who said there be as I see a timid tablets no eba. Na enkolani nya sa adisuano, no munya sa skill set no. Na me can be BC a Ghana Skills and Knowledge Bank. A Ministry of Education and a communication project yes. Nti yɛde saa skills ni kugu yɛde kugu a tablets ne so ɛna ɔmo nyinaa benya free nti nkɔla ya ɔmo wɔ hɔ no nyinaa kura tablets no log in na wa start no osua adeɛ na teacher ni virtual teachers wɔ nti saa akɔla ne hu sɛ ni interest yɛ machinery or your library online digital library obesua na watimi aba be yɛde wayɛ skilled ɛwɔ mu no taking the sets ne test ne amane certificate na afi enwuma no mess
certificate ko na America for be dia to UK for be dia to ma obetimi dia pa adwuma o.
Oh yes, of course.
And I don't feature certificate na mo be de me
a certificate. Oh, if yeah, there is certificate on beja to bia.
I me busa question ko unsa broche no mo certification ni ade o mo use o. Certificate
different from certification. And maybe we may have
okay. And the certification. And now certificate kwa.
Certificate and yakwa at least we
at least certificate now bet me the acquire certification no adoko kan.
Into the Pakuno onya hands-on bebrana.
Onya hands-on said the
hands-on tab no so hands-on.
Hands-on na tab no so. Say na because
the also onya no osua no nsa no ne nsa no.
That is so tablets ni bi any the content na gusu amane. Nti oye ni nyina no practice. That is why the tablets they are very very crucial. And your digital skill centers and so obetimi akoho na wakọ practice ho and a send losses so say efia doc your ICT coordinators omo all the localities e Ghana TVET any free SHS there obia ho enti ombeku schools mu ho na atimi akọ na omakọ de enkola ne ye na obo the whole report abadi nyina a part of the monitoring and evaluation processes na ye de agu akwan num na enti enye project ne say ye to na saram na chese wo ho saa na monitor da bi e na beboa nkola na momanya saa skills na ama aboa mo na guess what ye wo kra sisi a no a lot of other countries are when we pese tap into Ghanaian market no enya nkrofo mo be ye adwuma mo na edoso hwe ye national science and quiz
careful or part na egu some koye adwuma mo obi o but koye adwuma mo obi na intellectual property ba omo no befa wanye lucky a omo no befa
of course say no there ye hwe eho no nyina
if you nema you yeah structure way in such a way that we can also retain something of that sort in
work Ghana of course ye be hwe ni nyina doc say be ya brain drain here they made in Ghana ebe wo ni nyina ye hwe sa skills no ya
enti era je bia sama mebusa doc no mebusa obi se wo hwe sika mo say wo sa tablet ho a e value for money and e robbery
value for money minim the enti obi be dwene ho said this is for political gains knowing said time my yedru no this is what we need and yet for political gains so sure presidents be brain about my try some way as our project we a value for money
mahama crowd your chair laptops okay on your ye yankasa yes what try or ye
because you see a be brain drew yentimi nyi Ghana for frame and yes ye SHS nko a ho ne yenya ho brain guy ebeko early designs and colano pre-tertiary kindergarten near the nyina project a de ma wo mo o hwa will be a foreign Ghana learning passport and we have for basic 1 2 and 3 but no na enya ho common yedi and no ho a almost ye bo mo ye wo Minecraft education e wo America as see e de awura ye content mu e wo Ghana and a Minecraft for wo US for na Ghana and omo ne nyina aba be ka bom ni a create content Ghana for Ajiatuma ebe man kola no ebe promote sa production and skills digital development and skills no e wo ho see any Minecraft education ade a omo ye and it no omo so aba Ghana ye ni omo ye adwuma ntina me ka say a collaborative project Honorable Dr. Yosedu Chum e apaw ye see enye nti enyi obi emfrim nti adwuma na e come up
okay doc
the question about Kwame Walker cry who say near start to say so but this time in the digital world the way near me moving on who create AI no part say every 6 months something different happen just catch up and see how agility is idea because who say you chrome you started there you be gidigidi but they do say akoba ne say dey na maybe one no ma dey to me ko nanim no oho no na asem no are different because can we keep up every 6 months na almost e be train no more Ghana no almost yes dey way no so nya training so from external world feed into current dey way na bedu baby na ye kire na ma kick number 1 number 2 curriculum ben go with this because in my year because I'm thinking say at that tender age people should be able to learn a little bit on business, a little bit of intellectual property.
Instead about more to create or more jumba instead of relying on a bino.
IT so what can the economics because we tech as an engineer, me do a 4th year, 3rd year, na me year project economics and me be many na who say sana deal with what the kind engineering one other than that you are going to over design on so but if designing near one won't talk product back and then that's 15 years never say that's a wound the for 15 years that means you have to set up a service of anywhere and that those things we have to really marry what we are trying to do there say creative jobs and those skills should be there. The people's eyes should be open. Say me me look out for something I can also do.
Okay. Don't come and say I was here another party view.
Okay.
Because it's very important because obi we school because you interest dey ya who kenti. Obi person abin na fa na adwuma. But the economics kakra kan ho at the basic level la. They say na Mr. Gyamfi can say o pama dey o say accounts kakra kan so you are sewing yes so na me say o ko pama dey kan na ko atade na chime na ne buofu. Because you are economics into we don't see the value of the customers exactly. Yeah, no pa.
And come more system no more be skills no e be accounting kakra business it might be kakra. One say they will go into the system and start producing something because sometimes you need our background we are always looking at our buying. Our buying is only supposed to set policies for things to work so the way that you can get his tax. So people can create their job.
Okay.
Empower
But
them.
no crown down chain. And you may part 2 of this, but me person 250 no catch him. So what's your specification, Mr. Gyamfi? Specification of tablets in $250 per tablet. Is it value for money? And now we could have a Dell. The ministry na kasa ko catch a Dell for and a HP for some tab my and can to me call me $100.
That's not the my, you know. So the people working in a service industry, because they handle things ragged. Sometimes on my laptop, you know, could run $4,000. So a laptop, you know, because they form it to me, but they will see a solar charge. They get the battery. Now I discuss RAM the way in the me fee say it's in order. So you know what discuss for 250, no, me fee say because
it's in order.
Battery is 7 hours to 8 hours. Nah,
but purchase a free SHS won't come the money at $250 tab na okay.
Me feel say come the no kita idea or bedroom how to create YouTube channels at the Enyeska. And so make us and papa to make us a comedy one also as a word dream. But the comedy will be brain so I won't take time and now okay and here. But at least putting the tool in their hands, you know. So a bebwa. And to see in such a way that every time, you know, software no be to me abuana capacity no ho any sustainability when a new information about which maybe I debate trying to say because people in Ghana are going to do this, you know, there could be a group of people also here that can be presenting once a while to conform no more Ghana, no, to make them better. So the way that there's no break. So
Doc, I think the mobile some more broach a broach any idea and said come with me. I'm Boaman Colane Ninya opportunities are almost no. How come some of the companies say broach American Europe they can apply their skills and start small businesses are. America more be my friend say small business there ben. Na mama say what you scamming no benye do maybe a more year kaka momuji ebi as $500 and to 2,000 every week. Onim say at least on also create small business instead of scamming or they no 2,000 per week obedidi.
What it is at the end of the day, you know, we have to be able to showcase graduates for them. So there are a lot of opportunities for Hano. And you know, we may have to find those people who need that. Like I said, the YA and my passing this is a little bit about them. And then we advertise them to the company. We won't say, we swap or Ghana. Okay, swap.
Okay.
Yes. Everyone by saying called this Nino Honey and man. And there are companies which will need people of that caliber because the international companies are through this, you know, they would like to come and establish one
in Ghana. Okay.
How a better story, you know, how represent.
And here again, if you demand the Adamoso is how a member companies here Ghana, because already free SHS also 5.8 million. Some college SHS any made more 5.8 million. No, any made more Bekakoye. And it's a more said training AI. Not say you may be anyone more. The baby Mrs. 5.8 no, it move 4 million better than scammers. The other confirm FBI headquarters in the Ghana cry a committee of scamming because you need my yes. You must necessarily, Mr. Gyamfi, do more, you know. Also, create jobs be and another a new opportunity that you're dog okay. Not on one can say yeah, on one can so much. And that's about 5.8 million. They're from the scamming. You must create the jobs.
If you're Antina, make us you can say National Service Secretariat through detail any other stakeholders, you know. Yene omo enso dinkita ho na sebe yetimia training enkola na omo wi SHS no sebe omo ba beko university ne ade no obi a opɛ digital skills training and obi opɛ so chradie obi a opɛ so osua ebia any of the skills coding robotics no ne amane sa training no na one so etimedia didi ana ode aboa ne ho enti saa ne oma ne nyina yegusu a ye enti yenyi obia emfrem enti innovation hubs na meka say inno hubs no eno no ebi no ene ye de enoma bebre nso agu akwan mu a digital job marketer. Honorable Dr. Yawase Duchume boss ni ebe kretia and also no ebe boa amagana and kolabia baby obia no or sa skills na the information ebe to sa market no na obi hwehwe a omatimi tap into it na omatimi apike no mo ne na ye adwuma baby edru na fia yentimi nka se yet na se atwen eno na medi kan ka se fourth industrial revolution. We are in the 21st century. Bibia aya digital. Imagine if you are tema na oti ebia waboboa no se wo kwan ya say portals eda wo kwan no wo kwa wo ka eto amnam na epie na se enkran kwan a obia dodo efa so enso asay na ban ka so koye enkran kwan na wo beka se wo kwan na portals ni enye eni ntino yentwen ansa na yakoye enkran kwan no dodo fa so no we have to do it. And until sa ICT in education, ebeboa nipa ni bebre globalization. And you can see a train sebi ebia free SHS e komo wo ho see a review policy na. Ye mwa Ghana phone call no. Obi so wo ho a sebi in fact why ready says how do you ebeboa. Ye survey qualitative quantitative survey was a miss method. Ye sending your ma bebre ko enkola na respond ni teacher forward by no. Close to 75 to 80% the tablets no and the digital skills no and no more show school and nothing a tricky curriculum na make ho asem they say objective to standard base e be allows ICT skills ni nyina aba ho ne atima say bibia is in line with what we are doing na enche Ghana education no nyina ebe hu bebi ebedru
okay yeah the very na say sa na tie dia na ma che mo bet na konwa so 8 years last minute na mo ye AI ho ayi a cause mo ba ye na mo fa we serious and na mo ye nka by 8 years nka mo create how many AI experts and can they India for di internet ho adwuma fa akogu India mo create jobs e dia mo mante ne o mo ma ba we nka Ghana nka sa jobs in bebre aba Ghana enti ada mo so how you deliver this and na Ghana for ni na be hunu se ampa robbery and robbery I said the domele no mukati NDC ni MPP more movie from taxation to robbery no nanya robbery na more robbery and mo man pass more by taxation to development and one ye pese ehu
yo if you
pese ehu development papa
yes say efne abaso na yedie sisi a no sa time na wo ka se e ba ban mu no na technology ewo ho but sisi a ne de ehu hia pa na sen ye ba UN eba be ye meeting many honorable Dr. Yao said hono be make a profound statement na wiasim be bia say you cannot innovate, you cannot memorize your way out of poverty. Okay. But you can innovate yourself out of poverty.
Yeah, but say no dey na munim dada enya mo ba UN number hu munim dada.
Can say you be do UN hon bibia I say obia emfa edtech and a COVID ne so abehye kina if you guys say dada ne dey in fact sisia no COVID ne nyoma ya this is the time anyway we are not going back. Okay. And no any never boa Ghana for super.
Opani dey be follow now you share na tablets na be say ananye ne sen adani abisi ni tablets awe na ache eno so ye be fire because the Ghana for sika na mo de come contract no in fact nipa kwa wo say abranti no your friend say company no kwa wo say ko check company no
KA technology
omo nyina ko be dey public bidding and am feature na so sin ya bi na mkoye
efia no procurement for on handle ho no
no ya no so ye be busem say so sin and I say a public yi na mkoye bidding mama a value for money. These are all questions we will ask. You have any procurement for any
only this project visa. Oh yes, sir.
Okay. Because I need to hear me because you might be brewa India for a year. These jobs must come to Ghana. Nama Ghana for any say, boy say ask me na or met me say you na IT aduma. All they need is the knowledge and the skills. So type a boy see sprinters near dear boy say go aduma you want to almost come no. Or when you skills new use obi ankos kan me ma bi for me no so what say omunyo musuro tiem ped mama boys nyo omunya scam me
no ade we e benya data centers aka ho ana
eka ho
kan so my data ho ahwan me bo a
data center eka ho there's a TV station as well ye be launching on next month
now the TV station here then mo twa mo IT mo adwuma anya mo the TV station here then
you said no so and also no eboa who say eboa I don't can eboa into ecosystem eboa.
It's say yeah, kasa say in comfort some yeah can eboa. Into no some TV so a year dedicated for that number talk of her. Who hear na my yeah radio so TV so baby na who crampa ye say it's hard is going to learn. Into some year TV to dedicate for that. I mean, feel say in Kebeboa. That TV crampa you to have a program so how crab to my darling to her in how agile are we going to be? It be a topic be back. We can put a group together so that they can train some of the teachers in Ghana and even talk to some of the students because in Niamey are changing very fast. A little bit.
If you before you be wrap up, no my main church tablet. You can use it in two modalities. You can say two modalities are in offline and online. And internet connectivity issues are amount for our concern. No. Offline mode, no content no also show more and once now use and online so call school now Wi-Fi now wait me I log in no use Wi-Fi no na free SHS be a Ghana be and say I'm more free Wi-Fi and a busy internet projector or more 5 megabytes per second. Only 10 megabytes per second, which is needed. We have 5 megabytes per second. And now here to at least to serve the internet, to download no here into your make provisions and I'll be a school be a will be a year to Massisia and internet yeah.
Okay, my father for Bimraso, a branch word boss or no IT New America. What boss? Oh, in Texas,
Dallas, Texas.
Okay, Mammy tell about project here, government of Ghana spending Ghana, what do you think? Is it a good one? Many more people like you.
Oh, me, when it's a project that I don't see the future.
Many NDC, I said many NDC, objectively. Because NDC starting laptop and you don't look at it in terms of politics, look at it objectively. We are critiquing in that light.
Oh, yes, I'm American. Because from beginning, 9% go through we say 30 schools now or list of schools now criteria ban use they selected those 30 schools. Are they these 30 schools now? Are they deprived schools or are they grade A schools? And my second point is students so school no tablet is it forever? Say who school now the coffee and as a school and now you hand over the tablet back to the school. What is it? What is the policy around that? Anna, okay, so I answer my continue.
Yo, open world boss, Michelle. Project, they develop a comprehensive checklist, and a checklist, they call all the schools, into a check your SWA. Near who so meet standard, why you're ready. You're selecting a 30 schools in a home. Now, a checklist, presence of ICT teacher, security on campus, electricity situation, and you want to be brave and a good so any the koi. A running project for the past 2 years. That is the piloting stage and sana implementation here. Of course, our president launch na abanti yanyi bibia ewo. And a school bia onya ne de bia selection so yanyi say bia school we ebi opoku are de ho ye ready into the call there be. We 30 schools na ye wo Manfe girls wom. Yeah, Wesley girls, you school or nothing. Your school bia if it's where ready, select your men are STEM schools and so fa abomosu fa schools ni bebre eka ho a omoka 13 bia benya ne de ama enioma.
So by say it's a mixture of deprived, low grade, and high grade.
Oh yes, low grade. Oh yes.
Now tablets omo di be after school.
Good question. Tablets we are treating it say enkane library no okoko check book na oje textbook uwia na odi aba enunti no tablets through our first year near the first year we use to third year uwia na odi aba second year be you soon for 2 years no the aba essence buying this car be keep ato amani pa ne dia kofie and it no we are now check it aba back and ye ho obi betimi abusa say ananipa na amfa ma na yira na say ye den because insurance no e wo ho plus ye monitor tablets na ya training staff work campus they are keeping an eye on the tablets and where it is and kolani breaking no mukofia omu de bekofie essence ye nya ne tie say kolani bibiro ho mukofia because of free SHS no you can say omo ba school 2 months no mukofie ne those kind of stuff no fear no sua de say be akolani every time baby obi obetimi ni the teacher edi enkita ho and it means anhye na ye de agua.
Okay.
Okay, Mami, continue.
What boss?
So, also students know almost artificial intelligence. What exactly do you mean by they are learning artificial intelligence?
So, what exactly?
Content at the corner of what makes it artificial intelligence?
They are learning artificial intelligence.
I mean, want to say a beginning, until I fail normally program, who's artificial intelligence in a big field, until I fail a be.
Yeah, I don't think I may be that question because I say they are just jumping from maybe machine learning, deep learning, natural NLP stuff like that. No, they are up there straight to artificial intelligence, which I think that it is impossible for these kids because you're starting from machine learning, all these basic statistical modeling, and they could do AI part. It is the move jumping in Colano to that level. I mean, only say
there's no way to say Opeyika say prompt engineering and generative AI. When it comes to AI, and now kind of machine learning, but we have basics in it. Chat GTP, we all know at least those basic parts. As in Colano that ideas. And to create no content any idea go and a content creation is it comes with a lot of research obi any what now no bonus room we have pre-production stage assessment research near the answer na production and a post-production and Ghana no sanyo money in experts bem experts and yes be obi funny panel mo nim de ni about together. For instance, AI, ye peke teacher ni ewo a presec, and ye peke bako and so ewo ye can say pukuare. They are very good, and we monitored them and other persons who are other places. They said ye who say Ghani and you or other community no wait me abwa and the omu back together. Then we will develop the content. Now I go through NACA process. NACA for have to look at the consents to make sure see bit me localize the content. For instance, accent to cry use in we should use what we call mother tongue. Say be I am making a bro for kata bro for be also. And you know videos to basic. Kolaya can AI church mu e bi gan e bi so ye twi e bi ye fante e bi ye we ni nyina ya chirchim ya ye voice overs ni nyina atimu de obehu how anioma besi akọ.
Okay, so we continue.
No, na me ma brothers and so bra no so nche o magin.
Me quick mess me up. 30 schools in now. Most of them here robotics. More equipping all these schools with all the 30 schools with robotic equipment and
So okay, see our initial ones, then I make us say basics. And you know what we are doing now, the majority no tablets so that. What you say? And until the tablets, then I mean content a good tablets no. Your virtual labs was so, your test, your quizzes, your audio visuals, your videos was so, and your interactives. Minecraft I was say Nioma and so so. And to the Nina no Musia drew baby a robotics content no at least every money basics no. Now you'd not got digital labs near create across no akunya feel on how to do it. What you say?
So okay, cool. Mami finish it with the last and a recommendation. Because there was this guy in Ghana, or go into the field of data science, into me mentor. So maybe job market in Ghana and all that. The way me phone I say name is most of the jobs are in, especially in Africa, they are in Cairo, South Africa, Algeria, Ghana, the jobs are very limited. Opportunities are very limited in terms of this AI and seminar machine learning, deep learning, this and money is very limited. It's not me beside say is it going to be ready for remote jobs? And I'll say, I. Now, maybe besides, okay. So if you get a remote job, how are you going to be receiving your payment? And also another issue, India, more PayPal system, more payment gateways, be receiving funds for working in the US economy, online, Upworks, and all of these things. Ghana PayPal, so sometimes transmitting money through wires, they don't do it. You see, so measures being put in place as a Ghanaian economy, so that will be to Ghana now or Juma abroad or remotely.
Obetimi pay no okay. I know say you because you about job creation.
Me feel say time in Idua, there's always going to be a way out.
Oh, but shouldn't that infrastructure be available? Because we are TikTok near they could be receiving payment, but it comes through the bank. But in Caribbean was simplified a digital payment system this other countries now.
More money
but some more no operate in Ghana. Can if you are broaching ever, so it has to hit your account before you can extend it
because foreign remittance, there's a government to me the tax in one way or the other.
Exactly.
And this system because people move in Ghana about 15 or 10 years ago or more easy to operate in Ghana up to now. So
what was not paper for Ghana?
Yes, they were there sometimes. Yes, and
because of the 18
I think that there was some British
visa. I don't know, mom. They do what?
Visa works. Visa card. Visa card. Mappa card.
World Box now a good recommendation which we have taken it on. I think say Honorable Dr. Yao said, which of course Dr. Baumia or interoperability was able to solve a lot of things. We are looking at that in an international communication too. But it will surprise you, say, Encrofonia payment Ghana through the banks and other means a buying monitor. But what you are saying, Tinyoma Ecoso by making sure say students and colonists who are very accessible to these platforms now easy for them.
Okay. But Mamma say, what about in fact, I'm aware say bank account they buy my taxes in the budget because it comes through the bank account, they will take what they have to take. And
yes. My last word is say more for sexuality education no tablet no so and
when they say your school as a specific into sexuality assembly
try say more for hide electronic copy ko share honum
one boss say about this about hide Ghana ko textbook ne buy in 2 weeks Ghana for they say Ghana for near brother who catch you nobody can do it and we have made it clear to them at least now we have a law. So they know, say, it's a no-go area in Ghana,
Okay, that's it.
What about you, UK? What about good evening?
Yeah, good.
I am on a call of Akiho.
Good evening. Today, I think that the conversation has been very, very, very interesting. The way I make say, Anim say, they have put in because enormous structures in terms of the digital transformation agenda. No, let me say the level, the answer you need. Let me name the depth of it until now. I just think say no matter how late it is in the current government, the time, it needs to be applauded. And what I think is whether NPP is able to maintain power or NDC is supposed to come, there must be some sort of a policy continuation, a bar, young change, because all seem to accept, say, this is the way to go. And as you say a way to go, we should know, say, previously, majority of the development agenda, government to be about or pursue, and we all know, say, this government, especially under the leadership of Dr. Baumia, on this aspect, what champion the digital transformation, So how we able to sustain this project beyond the rhetorics? I think that now, maybe when you say even the rhetorics in the crown, anyone more, because it seems that the action, and a year encounter more. Dr. Anim was very, very particular in terms of the way now in terms of marketing aspect and how and so Atimia try to demonstrate to us the way why interconnecting or no. I think so we need a campaign, a rigorous one. It is the way to go. For instance, if you are now can say we say job, and the other thing we only say of particular interest, no. But because of the digital platform, we are here one now, no. It gives opportunity for everyone. The little that you can do, no. Now, a lot of people, Ghana, they trade abroad. Ghana, they use DHL to receive things. China, UK, US. They receive all these things. And a bar and crowd digital platform. So it's about the time accept to say it is not going to be a cultural norm. And this is how we also have to believe is Ghana need to evolve from the way other than that, the practicalities of impossible aspect and so far affected the way and what you take advantage of
value for money a good which that's about me deliver and I say that's where me who kasana that's where it's going to.
I just think that they have, in terms of this, they have delivered, and I think they need to be applauded. How late it is, it's not a mathematical, it's not a critical factor because me assure that India now they just. Many sure so mu fiti na and no mo bet transit sheet umeduru baby o madu yan taking even Apple start say by 1970s but osha 1993 yana ye bet Apple kan look at how long it took omutimi by position na omu and the same thing again we need to start and yan conscientize here say we need to use this to change our economic fundamental. Also the way to go.
Okay. You over here, mama now see baby over here joining here from UK and or the the account of here that's baby. Over here, good evening. Over here from UK. Over here into you.
Stefia Michelle.
Yeah, Joso.
Essential Dr. Anim and Nana Gyamfi. Yeah, almost education on the Amai. Stefia, me be a me come me the wooing baby, I'm me Nana Ekufuado. So, Obi Bekase Ekufuado, ye West government, West president, and Panhoya mistress, because Usha in terms of education.
Where do money yamai? When you almost started money yamai.
Money yamai, I bind the braba, the way education acquire, ye name Rollins time, yama follow victims. Under NDC, ye Joma Hama Mosuba, ye baby crowd chalk. Momo bin Casame de Bayaman yourself, but a real chalk crown and what de Magana, so no muntimi my chalk. And this I buy Biaba, or my free education or 12 school fees now. Share exams, even exams of crown, choir, buy free. Your time, stay here, ye mubi, ya formal. Dear so Mutimia exams fee. Your friends need be brohana, Omunima dear papa, because of exams of crown into no moment me control. And your Kogana near who omo asitrema, to be frank, Ayana, why shall stem buying the Abba? Shall stem in terms of education there under Ekufado dear. Why ye Juma papa. That's the fear I will say. Now can we be saying laptop side be more on ICT be more my Stefia so munya adwuma kran ya kra Stefia MPP omo be ya omo yi oni obi kasa o this time adwuma ni na egu a computer so nti omo ntimi nko apply okay
party delegates no mo kasa
your party delegates crow Ghana ni and ka party sanka okọ school na ka onya computer ICT na ka chere na sa ka sa sem nkonka ena utu kwa ko baby anwuma ni na on net obekọ net na wakọ apply enti se nya aban bi na oba na se o chere bibi se ya mama ni na enka mo no yan support aban yenya time no se fia yenya ni sa ohwe mi wi SS no o se mi san ko trace ka koye software because your computer me software hardware could you believe say me na me timi to talk computer pass no ma me aka me body those times Ghana base no na me hihye no bibi aton na me am hihye me to top pass me to motherboard everything memory card bibi na me am upload
no point ni say I brand na wunya aban o ma o sa training we aka
we ya Steph aka na ke koyenim
okay yo
anya absa bi aban fun o mo ba ya exams fee project say ma me mo ye kotua
na say mama time no muntu exams fee na say mama time I build laptops my school for
no SS they were paying exams fee me Mahama time o krom here mo offer form support to mo me tua bi e de ko hwe Steph ya me call Ghana COVID by me offer ba ko time o mo be hwe no could you believe say na omusua de o online sasa na nana Gyamfi kanu
me ho
no could mo fast no SS o was obu ba ya no omusua de online ti like ni say computer me di free laptop me di free UK call Ghana no
and na no mo use
I don't know o use no fie
yo ya
enti saka enya aban bi wo ho na kada time na nka omu nyina wo sa ne ma bia even from ya me ba. Could you believe say last week school for Francis only laptop on control no more man laptop. And all this is abandoned here. Oh abandoned here, you more abandoned baso. Because you go musi wa Jessica be broad even education plus what the Ghana is na discuss education wa. Say I hu you make us accommodate but you ma ye hu be 10 years ago you be hu Niama ye benya free. Enti mama ye mo aban na ba.
What again na wase.
You try MPP aban so no mo trust because NDC ba sa de we mahama oni idea bia ho. Odi ni laptop ba ye sa de we ina na binim. Odi ni photo na bobo so na binim.
What again na wase. Mahama de no say na IT education was a key component of it. Redmond, good evening. Redmond, and now we you know system know how I'm saying necessary a house. Good evening.
Good evening, Sister Fia.
Brako you.
I see if I'm sure you are pound for my bag.
Yeah, Jozo.
Sister Fia, da a pound for nim dear for Domba, Nesson Metchere. Dear Ghana, quite a befa so I be near Juma Mancrofoy. Now, Oma can send be brave. Sister Fia. Me person me ba as a non-political person. Me politics. Since the Jama so we so ha ne politics wa ha. Ye ti abrochire no ke ye pepa ni say kadi ye hunu wa ha no ye be hunu Ghana. Unfortunately, we don't see those things. So abai no ya ade ya e be born abaso. The future is AI. And it's a abani so de ba why there. But Dr. Busana Sembi efa adwuma sem ho. If he said sir or see who's the expert no kasa na na kasa no see omo ye program no tablet ni so ani amom certification.
Yeah.
Amom certificate. That certificate can jump them as a springboard, then it jumps them into maybe an international job market. This if you me wa dance die bia metime di akere unim NHS in the UK omo process most of their data system from outside not just enkofo no omo ye adwuma no omo ye process
omo ye UK for
there be
okay.
They are not here because they don't even have people here to do those work for them. And a lot of them are from India and those places.
This side my bed be Ghana na boy
and then on employ those people, no, they create certain models for those people to complete them.
Okay.
Before they employ them.
Okay.
Me person me expert for ni say before these things will go on and advance and move on, they should do an international consultation.
Okay.
Now, busan kofoni say, ejanom say yetiti emanu kwan we so omo be form na.
Okay. Ne meet omo standard no.
Ye person ko omo do omo nkrofo kra ba Ghana ho no omo be di omo ni be hwa ade anim.
I think okay so omo the America for na ba am omo be kire Ghana for America for no.
Yo, it is say
UK for.
Yes, eti omo mra ha say because NHS has got so many space for employment. It is omo mankola ne start ya de no man fa UK na amba mu a enye say me promote UK there bi. Unim sister Fia unim planting for food and jobs ama ya juma e wo Ghana because enkofo na edom gu animu no omo ye incompetent straightforward. Say Ghana Gary kwa me ko school Gary was my survivor and Gary ultimate turn Ghana. As also ye dia banchi wo Ghana.
They say Gary international commodity.
Yeah. Gary is so Ghana. It is a fear. Ghana, every part of Ghana, you wait to dia banchi. Eja Gary.
And to a point, they say you taking advantage of AI and creative jobs.
Very good.
Okay.
Creative jobs, man. If you secondly, a quick one. The price of the tablet is too much.
250.
Too much.
Okay.
Too much. I mean, there is a job for the boys, Sikaka, but it is too much. Omonteso no more proper accountability in Chile. And yes, I third force for no. Senyame buana se MPP ni NDC ye pamu omufra mamu onumwa. Omu policy we ye de be ye adwuma but ye tablet ni ye be ton be 90 pounds.
Okay.
Yes, it be very cheap for everybody. It's a good idea. We support it. But me, I don't support the government, but I support this thing they are doing anyway. I don't support
I like that. Branko goes on supporting my but you know support it.
AI, if you don't have the AI, the future is not there for the country.
Okay.
But not dream pony there. You bet me invite why?
Yo, Branko come on now. See on supporting by AI way. Badman, good evening.
Good evening, Sophia. Let me hear for Erika said that's it. I read my you remember in my bomb is almost because questions are down and I would be sad. Yeah, bright because first man, no bizarre, if I say contract, no, why no more the mouth. So a gun and I say outside is me. James Obisano, just say a gun and the man. Yes, but make me who say Sika Hina involved a woman because Nina a task. I test money in the all these projects. It is a commitment amount involved.
Amount to calculation. No say back here $250. So far, first batch no almost 112,500. 112,500. That's for the first batch.
First batch. So I did one distribute all the schools in our Ghana.
I say 1.3 into 250 times 1.3. 102 $112,550
okay. Yeah, one day probably say no a black of Quebec can be busy UK and say IT near you now. Most of you over India. So yeah, network providers no. There were 3 Vodafone you know. Only now India because almost is in to India for one of them baby. This is no can sanka year international competitions. I'm saying can you bear the best way? Nanka Timia Bama baby I didn't more because this is one of the best initiatives I'm say so far the government no my but education system I'm say a year say free teachers need that and they are very good. Name no the way almost school no 3 months ni be 3 months now 2 months 3 months ya. It's a school for especially a young guest, baby, no benyam. September, me ko me ko Ghana September. Just say, say go on fear, Ubisana was your maka. So no, if you are in school, or school. We see Madina near you know, Namaha, whom we say, be big Tom Trunks, a beaver, some more your books, a Beffy, Bishop, what's me Benny and Nanum. It is our education system, no, Sanko won't be to me, I share and no, Naka, it may say first Nana near Conwa and the Oka, you are the whole you mama fine. no nyina ba ne nyina so nyina infrastructure so because omutimi e build more schools am say anka no beboa because ohwe akufo de baro kan sa asem say omba be ye infrastructures before say nanka oma ye sa gbe but odika pre no koye free SHS na sa na oba be ye we say ye schools are no ma build because you can so be de and this book so be ye ma 200 resign and omo ye omo de kakra ya hen de ku this book be ye na kai so me de sanka e de omo so twa so no mutimi e compete more schools no
I think omo abandoned school buildings me bo ani dem to omo wie omo to aso omo wie I think omo wie ni
dodo ahen pa na omo timi asi dodo ahen na omo timi asi
e betimi afa dem to omo wie ni nyina o em to omo wie ma de ni nyina
akufa de no ono si ono no aben dodo ahen no ono atimi aye e betimi afa schools na ko mo twa sa red green and yellow na omo ye no omo ye nsisi
me press information also because the last time I think minister called parliament or can so omo wie mahama de no because say na ye complaining so omo abandon or bush mu I think omo say omo wie
bush ni Jibia Meka I want to say NPP for Okita, one of the good policies. Jibia Meka say more best policies, but sometimes one by Miss I need to do say now I feel money when you mess it up because Osha and say I never could for the kind in nano. I'm say okay myself free snipper now. Etimia hold and it me a function all the policies now or by my anymore because of buy any maybe horse so if we are man about for my dear one district, one factory, Nina, one shadow. Nemo with me answer one ambulance in there, yes, or Jabba, but I don't gonna find a baby, Seno. But education no so some by idea, and almost mukina, no more shall say, on the man Yama go to ye, no schools much more big account, Nanyama sweat milk, ye not much more for you, but it's a one thing say, so almost creating more employment, said by almost school noir, so we know by we no all you know school ayi for because we can see is one way you plan now maybe you can have be na condemn scammers abenam krum because say adwuma ni wa say yanketi more employers ebema bebe no be school na from me nam abonte basabasa na video obi ho okusua we
Daddy, mama na ate now bra we fire boy so enche na dwon fire boy good evening hello fire boy
Mr. Fiona Israel.
We shout to fire boy into
Papa Israel. Now, why are the power na me the madwe say any some be very free on the other whole. It has to be means tested. They don't na Canada Japan ba ekonya tablet free. They don't na MPs ma tablet free because they can afford it. It has to be means tested. The top 10% of making affording now. As somebody Muska. That is the first thing. Now, since Ghana mobile general, what me are providing more. Our primary school, maybe a school. We teach from primary to sixth form. Our UK. Okay.
Outside your UK or from primary to sixth form.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our UK, but sometimes I even go further down to primary school, key stage 1 and key stage 2 to teach. So, be our laptop, a basic thing. A idea is basic. But technology-based education is the way forward. But problem I own the gun and say, free. A chroma etiano, and then be free. No.
But so penny market you any be Ghana level.
Oh, but Nasa, I can't and then Ghana level one day but Ghana teachers, inspection and firm movie. The teachers in Ghana are not inspected, they are not observed. How many times does a teacher get observed by experts? It doesn't happen in Ghana.
Okay, very well.
And Miss Ramo, only share normal year. And you be an essay free. Obey Tiano. What's that on your papa obetia that you are what and here for? No, a yamimo, a yamimo, must have for Betia. No more buying and up the funny be now, coming percent, Mr. Gyamfi, has the schools got servers in themselves? I was share service any other. I was school so.
Okay.
In England here, every school has got their own servers.
Server.
Therefore, employed.
Okay. Yeah, if you more service or
any other.
Yeah, schools say more service or.
That is great to hear.
internet ni ye adwuma ebetimi a 7 kola no.
Oh,
That's
then
good.
that's a
The
free.
next is Adia ba consider say uti asiense. And yes, I will here now what jump call AI. It has to start from basic. That the children make basic presentations using basic softwares like Microsoft, Google Classroom, international software. The Minecraft education we are referring to is great. There are so many basic international ones, most of which are even free if they have continuous access online. Some of these they can get it free. But they all can be brave. You have developed a content for them. I hope those content is not based on chew and poor. No.
There we
go. As I say, there's going to be a lot more hands-on, a lot more virtual based, and a lot more online. But me, during the COVID time, I was using Google Classroom to teach so many students, not just students from my school, but students from other schools as well.
Okay. Yo. Any final thoughts on the now open can Gyamfi, what you know?
Oh, yo, I'm saying paying for Nina Akasa. Na Nina Ghana education, say we conkai. Na enyoma yɛde agu akwan mu no, in fact enyoma ɛbɛhyɛ education ne mu kena. Na say adeɛ bia yɛyɛ Honorable Dr. Yawse Duchum edi Anim, the Venerable Education Minister. You make sure say Ghana you're ready for it. Yɛmfa yɛn ho ntoto baabi. And it's a friend infrastructural audit in Ghana to make sure say we are ready and we have the means in terms of the technical prowess. Medical church and yoma a policy, share content, share infrastructure, capacity building, then assessment. So okay, online education and our digital education assessment has to be very robust. It has to speak to your curriculum. Any de egu akwemu entino ade na yaye no tablets na every the senipa bebre agya tum se ayade papa efia ebeboa Ghana ama nioma akoso obi ani ho de Ghana adisua ebetu America na make sure say basics na de enkola ne benya na omwatimi prepare for the digital economy especially edtech na aboa obia.
Okay, enti yem to aba no na mo create jobs so corona mo ka say we mo ya yema mo kwana mo invest this amount of money na mo ya we will be able to create jobs. Mo create jobs na yenim say mo fail me boa.
If you are start people and I make us say hubs and a STEM innovation no. Me send the link no. Let's say we play some of the videos and what is happening. If you could be it's through of these intervention and Kolani develop a plane. We are sure so here. Girls see in fact man girls dear course one in fact as when and so catch and your ma happening. You per se a cobe bia yen jim niasem. We the can see a tapen na pe and dear dear. Your president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo or education no or the importance of education and per se obia enyebi. Oliver
Very well.
If you are Oliver R. Tambo can be South Africa or see any country that fails to invest through education in its citizen does not deserve its future. Sani president ehuno enti yebeje amana konkan.
Okay. You might know as Gyamfi send loss for penny bia ono Canada no one Ministry of Education Mira Educhum ye adwuma Kunadu I see you by the time na sonti ye be no Wednesday why Kunadu Europe for ya montam bant or any page wo Europe nti ya no up and down ye de bia na time no I no and then me another meeting binti no a producer so ma me pressure pa anti Mr. Auna Baba Wednesday why Wednesday you better first na ya connected nti openi on in charge of ICT education and na Olidi government smart school project no and so no ne Nana Gyamfi Adwabufour executive director Emma Sendlos on ne twetwe nkomo nti value for money, and then one day job. You be police here, cause say you be making sure we are getting value for money. You ever me feel and broadcasting live on High Life Radio or DC, Virginia, Maryland, Baltimore, and Kings Jersey Radio, and Migachu FM Okuren to me. You're live on Nasfa Radio UK, and Adwabufour Media, France and Belgium, and yes, I'm live also. Okay, 101.7 FM. Kings Jersey Radio. So yada mu nyina masese mo join here. Thank you so much. Mr. Yebo ane kunadu obi a na mu nyina ebe connect mo. Yankopon ya aduma Wednesday. Of course, you be monitor. Are we getting value for money we aban you ho? Asa na we fra konya so ana ni nyina ebe busa. Yada mo asema mu nyina mo enyumre. Yeah, from a film lady.
So, Bibia, ebe what no so many say. Omo de, omo no omo kabom no mo ye. Enti me de make catch Ghana for an say. You see, a chance to mbui. There is hope. Na say nipa dodo na tie normal make na. Omo hu say there's life beyond NDC and the MPP. Say NDC and MPP. So sha do me ya no ma ye. Utie nsema omo kan nyina ade foforo bia ni wa both NDC and MPP omo kan ho asem. Enti mo peja